kind of my fault. So we're working on it. Sandy, Wandy, good morning. DNV 1983. Hello, hello. Scooby Lee, Ben, Bacon Bits. Good morning. Welcome in. Brazy girl. I'm using your mug today, Brazy. Thank you again. What a fine mug. What a fine brew. Janet G, good morning. What's going on, guys? Mock Dermata Goal. Hello, hello. True Crime Girl, Seventh Son, of course. Welcome in. True Crime Girl, hello, hello. Becca Jean, Janet G, hello. Roberta, I Live for Now. Flick Fox, good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Layla Bradley. What's going on, guys? I hope your Monday was fine, mighty fine. Hope your Monday was at least acceptable. KFick89, Fishsick69. You guys are trying to tongue tie me this morning, aren't you? Well, you can't do it. My tongue is untieable. That's actually not true at all. Cut your hair this morning. I consider cutting my hair most mornings. How short did you go, Scoob? Sanitarium, hello, hello. Millie the Dandelion. Jeremy Fowler. Always a pleasure, dude. I'm glad you're here. Jilbo Baggins, hello. Heck yeah, guys. Look like Edna from The Incredibles? Heck yeah. That's funny. Gonna make some super suits? Or wait, I guess that's not Edna, is it? No, it is. Edna's the super suit girl. Where is my super suit? Yeah, it's good to meet you too, Fish Sick. I'm glad you found us. Yeah, today we're going to talk about how I cope with my ADD, ADHD, what have you. Shauna B, good morning. We talked a lot about ADHD yesterday, and honestly, we could have continued talking about it. There's more to talk about, but I did want to talk about some coping skills. I said the only clinical treatments that I found are medication and therapy, but what about, I also said that I'm not taking medication or doing therapy. So what am I doing, right? What the heck am I doing? Well, I'm doing a lot, I have to say. I probably wouldn't be doing so much if I was doing medication and therapy, but that's my choice. We talked about having trouble starting stuff. We talked about having trouble regulating energy and sleep. We talked about staying organized and getting organized. Talked about focus. And we talked a little bit about weed. Now, all of these, minus the weed, all of these things are symptoms that you're most likely experiencing if you have ADHD. Good morning, Lori Driscoll. Yeah, hair and summer definitely don't always mix well. It is way hot here. I'm realizing exactly how hot every day, more and more. Well, let's get him in here, Jilbo. Your husband needs this show. We need your husband to hang out with us. But yeah, having trouble starting. We'll start with that. Often I have trouble starting a task, whether I'm in bed needing to get up, whether I'm on the couch needing to start something, or whether I'm already doing a task but I need to switch gears. It is often difficult to make that happen. I will know, I'll be aware that I need to switch or get up and do something for an inordinate amount of time. And I'll think about it. I will churn the ideas and things will get in the way, and I'll just think and think and think and think and think and think instead of just getting up and acting and not hesitating. And that's my first piece of coping skill right there, is when I'm hesitating, just get up and do it. Don't think about it. Don't question it. Especially like if it's as simple as doing the dishes. I need to get up and take a shower. I need to create a boat. It's time to write a boat for the morning show. Just get up and do it. It's not complicated. Nothing's gonna, there's not a whole lot to think about, even though we can think about it ad nauseum, right? I strongly suggest this helps me a ton. And I'm not perfect. There's not going to be perfect adherence to any of these things, right? But we can try. We can get as close as we can. Yeah, not hesitating. Something that I practice regularly. I'm not very good at this. I'm still working on this one every single day. But the hesitation will stop the action from happening altogether. obviously, right? We've seen it happen. We will sit in our pool of indecision, but just don't hesitate. Get up, act. You very well may TKD for life, but as always, I highly recommend you seek a professional's opinion for sure. I thought making my bed would help me not get back in. I get back on sometimes. I have to say, when I don't make my bed, it's because I feel like I'm about to get back in and it's a waste of time. But it's symbolic, and it's definitely a good way to start the day. It's something I could also do better. Can we push ourselves kindly? Absolutely. In fact, if you don't push yourselves, you probably aren't going to move too much, right? At least outside of the norm. I would highly encourage kindly pushing yourself, Jilbo. I don't want that one. Charlie Mullins, welcome in. Good morning, sir. Mara, hello, hello. All right. My twin daughters were diagnosed with ADHD. As university students, they took Vyvanse. Has really helped them in university. I can't remember taking Vyvanse a bunch. I know that I took it. I feel like it was in my teen years, but it was about the time I had like made up my mind that I didn't want to do this anymore. So I don't know if I gave Vyvanse a chance, but I don't remember having any worthwhile complaints about the drug itself. But again, this was almost a lifetime ago, half my life ago. So I'm glad that it's working for your daughters, Janet. I have to say, if there's an easy way to stop the storm in my head, if there's an easy way to sift through and organize and become a more effective human, I'm down. You know what I mean? If it's that easy, that's a good thing. For me, it never was that easy. So that's just my 2 cents. Well, I'm pushing for you to push yourself to make some appointments, huh? Vyvanse is a superior product, doctors quote. Interesting, sanitarium. I wonder what makes it a superior product. Here, let's get back into this. I also have trouble regulating my energy and my sleep. Sometimes I have all the energy in the world. Sometimes I just feel like fatigued, and it's usually when I need the other end of the spectrum, if that makes sense. For example, I was tired right before bed last night, but once I got in the bed, that changed. I don't know why. It was very, very strange. I had to get up and work on some stuff to get myself back in the mood to sleep. But journaling, meditation, and exercise are what I have for energy and sleep. Obviously, we talk about journaling all the time. I have mine right here. I use it every morning, every night, and sometimes it's still not enough. Sometimes there's still stuff going on up here. But I will say, without going into the journaling too much, exercise, hard work benefits me in ways that I can't even describe to you. I'm not entirely sure exactly what's going on, but I don't know if it's that working to exhaustion doesn't give my brain like enough energy to complain, or if like the natural endorphins that are getting released when I exercise and work hard are helping my executive function. I'm not entirely sure, but whatever does happen when I exercise hard, when I work hard, it does something inside my body that changes how things work. And everything becomes easier. It's not as complicated. Everything on this list becomes less of a struggle if I have done regular exercise that day. And not to say, obviously you want to take rest days, right? But there is something magical that happens when you exercise as a person with ADHD. And maybe it's just, someone exercising as someone that hasn't been exercising. I don't know. But the effect is real. That the product is game changing. The mind tornado slows down. Nothing seems as complicated. The indecision pool is less deep. Also, while I'm talking about that, I often need to take breaks before switching tasks. In a professional setting, while working for the man, this isn't going to fly, but I take 15-minute breaks in between tasks. just so my brain doesn't get so overwhelmed. It is a huge, huge help. This is something that a friend of mine, shout out to Don, a friend of mine back in Salt Lake, told me about. And I had not been doing this, but man, does it make a difference. I'll sit down and it doesn't matter what I'm doing as long as I'm just relaxing. I'll stare at the wall, I'll throw something on. It doesn't really matter, but I'll sit down and let my body switch gears. Sometimes I'll even lay down. It's not a matter of sleeping, it's just a matter of relaxing. Kevin Hawthorne, good morning. Welcome in. Saw someone else. Puka, Vista, Loriabs. Hello, hello, hello. You slept well last night after 2 weeks of terrible sleep. I'm so glad you got one. I'm so glad you got one. That's trophy worthy. I have been sleepless, and it is the worst. I hate it. Just going up and reading. Just going up and reading. Yeah, I would definitely advise you don't stop all at once, right? Go definitely seek the help of your doctor. Tell him what you want to do and why, and work it out with him, right? These things are not, I don't know what the right way to say that is. These drugs are serious. The the treatment for ADHD is no joke. It's not something that we can just pick up and put down. Thanks for saying that, TKD. I'll check it out. I will look into it. I actually have been writing it down in this journal that Jimena bought me has like a planner section. So I've been planning stuff out, which is kind of neat, I have to say. My grandpa was always trying to get me a planner when I was younger, and have me plan out my activities and days and weeks. And that would be a huge boon, I have to say. It was not something that I was able to do as a young person, but the organization and the routine are huge. And that actually leads me to my next little point here. Um, mm, 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 mm. Whatever the case, regular hard exercise changes the way things work in my head. I'm staying organized and getting organized. For this, all I could really think of, or I shouldn't say, what I do is I work on my routine. I know that my brain is not the most organized thing, and getting and staying organized are challenges for me. But that is the whole point of the routine. And I will say right out the gate that I'm naturally opposed to the idea of a routine. And that's not without giving any thought to it. I am just opposed. When I was young, my parents and my grandparents would try and instill a routine in me. And it seemed like the opposite of freedom in my mind. It seemed like this is shackling, that this is confining, is what it seemed like. So it was difficult for me to accept and get into. But I have to say, when in a routine, when knowing what to expect, my brain worked so much better. There was much less, going all over the place. It knew what was coming, and I got things done more effectively, and I moved through the world more effectively. And I do with the routine that I use today, which I never have perfect adherence to. It's really hard for me to do that. And I think maybe it comes back to that idea of being shackled and not free, right? I do reserve the right to change my mind in the moment. But that doesn't take away from the fact that the routine is mighty helpful. My energy is a little strange today, but that's all right. We're going to do it. Even my job has no routine. How's that working for you, Sandy? Yeah, I'm the same way, Sandy. I like the idea of a routine, but I don't always maintain it. I definitely recognize the benefits of it now, and I'm working on it, but it can't be the same every day. There has to be little deviations I found, and I don't know if that's like just because I'm bad at keeping to it, or if I actually just need a little deviation. I don't know. I don't know. Marjan Kai Kavusi. Hello, welcome in. I don't know if I've ever said hello to you. What do you think is the best medicine for ADHD other than Adderall? I have insurance. Well, that's not something that I can answer. I am not a medical professional. And with all my experience taking meds for this, I was a child. So different mind, different different perspective. I don't know if I can answer that at all. I would definitely seek advice from your medical professional, though. Robin Miners, good morning. My job is different every day. I get bored with a routine job. I can relate with that. This job is really good for that, I have to say. It's something new and exciting every day. I get to create. It's fantastic. Good morning, Sierra Terry. How are you? I'm glad to see you. Jeremy Fowler said it really well. The drugs are dangerous if you don't have someone who's educated to navigate and guide you for the best meds. I agree. I agree. I agree. Lori Abs also says being able to have your workout as something to fall back on. It makes a huge difference in my life. Absolutely. You know, I will notice in my head sometimes that things are getting a little hectic, right? I'll start to notice that I'm getting a little bit on edge. I'm getting a little anxious. I'm getting a little stressed out. When I recognize that, if I can get some exercise in, man, it saves the day. Especially like if I'm losing it, if I'm really getting close, if I've let it go too far, I'm losing patience, I'm losing my temper. Um, Obviously, at that point, remove myself from the situation. But exercise is a blessing. Um, it does everything I need it to in that moment. It takes my mind off what's going on. I do physical exercise, which is releasing my natural endorphins, right? And then when I'm done, I'm exhausted. I'm just all kind of wraps up into a everything's okay now kind of situation. Does that make sense, guys? Absolutely, Marshawn. I try. I definitely just don't. I don't want to confuse you. I am not able to make such recommendations. I will say though, when I was a young man, they put me on Ritalin and Adderall, and to me, those are legal cocaine. There's no difference, in my not humble opinion, right? And again, I'm not a medical professional at all, but putting children on Ritalin is sick, in my opinion. Coming from someone who's lived it. All right, focus. Obviously, we have trouble with focus. That's kind of the main thing that people know about ADHD is the focusing lens is not very adept, right? So for me, I try to make things exciting. This is not always going to work. You can't make everything exciting. But if you're like me, I'm really, really into music. Music is exciting to me. If what I need to do is not exciting and I'm trying to make it exciting, maybe all I need to do is listen to music while I do it. That could change the entire perspective, that could change the entire outlook of the task at hand. And if I'm having fun, not only is it not going to be a problem, I'm going to be really good at it. I'm going to get it done efficiently. I am a dish doing madman when that song comes on. You know what I mean? Um, and maybe you're not into music, right? That's my thing. That's what I do. Sometimes I'll dance through my activities, and that helps a lot as well. But find a way to make things that suck exciting. Find a way to make your daily mundane tasks that you need to get accomplished, that you're struggling to get accomplished, that you're thinking about instead of doing. Find a way to make it a little more fun. And again, this isn't always going to work. There's not going to be a cure all, one size fits all solution here, right? But knowing that it being exciting changes everything, maybe you can find a way to make it a little more exciting, right? Only way the sink gets emptied, right? TKD, I tell you what, I have worked in kitchens as a dishwasher, and the same thing goes. I got to have a headphone in. Living in the gray area, good to see you. Morning, all. I completely agree with so much you're saying. In contrast, though, I only found out I'm autistic with ADHD dyspraxia. I'm not familiar with dyspraxia last year, right before turning 40. Ooh, late in the game. My new goal is sustainability. Well, I would have to agree. That's a great goal, um, especially with these new developments so late in life, right? Well, I will say living in the gray area, I was pondering and considering your statements. If you want to get together privately and talk about it, if you think that there's anything that I could do to help, please reach out to me. Yeah, I'd love to be of service. And speaking of, I haven't been in the email in a couple days. I apologize. I'll get in there today. All right, I promise. I'm sure that a bunch of you are waiting for emails back from me. That's my fault. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I loved Planet Fitness until I moved from Salt Lake, and then I've had so much trouble canceling my subscription. I don't really want to put them on blast, but I think that gyms in general, I don't think it would have been different somewhere else, but so I have to go to the home gym. I have to go to the gym in Salt Lake if I want to cancel my membership, but they're going to continue charging me. Even I haven't been to that gym in 4 months, right? They're going to continue charging me. And when I change the card information so that it stops, so I stop paying for something I'm not doing, then they consider that I owe them money. So when I go when on my Salt Lake trip, I went to Planet Fitness and I was like, hey, I need to cancel this. I haven't lived here since February. And please, can I have this money back? You guys have been charging me. The person said no, and I can't cancel it because you owe money. And I said, are you trying to rob me? And we had gotten a big argument. I told him he was a crook. I said some unsavory things to the person. I told him send me to collections, and I walked out. But the whole gym subscription thing, like, look, if I'm not, I don't know what to say about that. Like, there's got to be a better way to do that. I should be able to cancel like this. I should be able to spit. I should be able to look in your direction and cancel. You know what I mean? It is my money. Anyways, that's my rant for the day. I'm really hoping to get a really expensive membership at the gym across the street because it's convenient. I wish it was cheaper, but we're going to see about it. I'm budgeting it out right now. Yeah, I fight with Xfinity. Have fought. Please hold. I have fought with Xfinity many a time. Phone services as well as internet services have a similar thing going on. Do I see Izzy E in here? Oh my. Oh my. Okay, we're good. I just ran around for no reason. It's fine. What's going on, Izzy? Good morning. You just got the notification? Man. Well, we haven't talked about too much, just coping skills for ADHD. I'll give you a brief recap of what we've talked about so far. We talked about some troubling behaviors and ways to mitigate. Having trouble starting activities. We talked about not hesitating and just acting. Don't get lost in the mire of your mind because we could think about it all day long. If you're like me, and I know you are, Izzy, just act. Don't hesitate. Get up and get it. And honestly, you're probably way ahead of me on this stuff, but we'll do a little review anyways. We talked about having trouble regulating energy and sleep. And for this, I journal, meditate, and exercise. Hard exercise is my go-to. I don't know if being extra exhausted doesn't give my brain time to flop around, or if it's more related to the endorphins being released to my brain and the reward system feeding executive function. I don't know exactly why, but hard work benefits me in a way that nothing else does, I have to say. And I haven't talked too much about meditation, probably because I'm not actively practicing. So I guess I'll skip right over that. We talk about journaling all the time. It's a great way to help get yourself organized as well as regulate your energy and sleep, I have to say. Getting your ideas organized in the morning, getting your ideas organized at night, and any other time that you might feel they need organizing. This will help regulate your energy. Your body and mind are reacting to your thoughts. Lost my place. So organizing them will help your body know what kind of energy to have. Burr, 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 burr. Staying organized, getting organized, routine is how I handle that. I'm naturally opposed to a routine, but the benefits are large and undeniable. I will never have perfect adherence, but I'm always striving for it. I'm not cleaning the kitchen. I'm just washing this plate and build from there. Interesting. CBC. Beta, good to see you. You know, that's funny, Beta. I wanted to be a lawyer when I was younger. When I realized how much schooling needed to be done, I changed my mind. Hey, Cosmic Christie, welcome in. Always a pleasure to see you. Nicola E. Oh my gosh. So I don't know what it is, but coffee like makes me burp or something. Val Curry. I work with kiddos with autism. Some kiddos have been diagnosed with ADHD. Exercise, music, frequent breaks, and running known activities seem to help. I have to say, this is everything I'm talking about wrapped up in one right here. The frequent breaks, that's like probably the newest thing to my arsenal. Like just in between tasks really is how I do it. Like if I'm out with friends and then I come home and I'm going to do something else, when I get home, I will sit down and just do nothing, relax, whatever it is, just chill for like 15 minutes. It helps amazingly. It helps immensely, really just with getting overwhelmed. I have the potential to be quite overwhelmed. So this is how I work with that. And I think we were just getting to focus, make it exciting. I was talking about making things exciting. If you can't make it exciting, add excitement to it, aka music or dance, right? Music's my thing. Music might not be your thing, but if you can make a mundane task exciting, it will be a lot easier. It will be less of a drag, and it will get done better, faster, funner, more fun. Jill Anderson, lurk it up, lurk it up. And that's where we were. I was about to shift gears a little bit, I guess. I spoke about weed a little bit yesterday in regards to someone had said, or I guess a few people had said that they self medicate with weed to regulate their ADHD. And I challenged them to examine exactly what the weed is doing. And I felt a little guilty. I was thinking about this yesterday because um, I'm not trying to downplay the benefits of weed at all, because there are undeniable benefits. And something I thought of while I was thinking last night was that weed has the potential to calm the intense emotions that I am wont to have, especially if I push it, I get to a point where um, I'm losing it a little bit. I need to go do that exercise. I need to take that walk. Weed has the potential to calm my ass down. You know, weed has the potential to take the power away from those wild emotions. And that was something I don't want to downplay. I don't want to ever feel like I'm pooping on certain drugs, or I don't know, like we're an anti-addiction channel, not an anti-drug channel, right? I have nothing against weed at all. I just hold myself to a really high standard, and I have to remember that I can't necessarily hold everybody to this ridiculous standard, right? So I only aim to challenge and to improve and to make better, and I don't ever intend to crap on people's coping methods. That's not what I'm doing at all. So I just wanted to say that if it's working for you, more power to you. That's what I have to say about that. And personally, if I wasn't the captain of the boat, I probably would use it to calm those intense emotions. As it stands, that's not the case, right? But but yeah, I felt like I needed to say that. I felt like I hadn't done you guys justice yesterday when I skipped over that. Positive automatic thoughts. Wow, what a concept, Izzy. That's crazy. Positive what? Automatic thoughts. Society has taught me to work for a reward. ADHD has taught me small reward first, work, then celebrate. I am now experiencing positive automatic thoughts with this system. Wow, that's crazy. That's a win. That's a big, big win. I'm gonna have to work on that myself. I want some positive automatic thoughts. What a concept. This is possible, people. People, this is possible. Imagine if your automatic negative thoughts were positive automatic thoughts. Yeah, I do a lot of capsation as well, Jill. I have to say, I always forget that that's part of my routine now. When I'm not doing tincture, I'm putting archangel peppers on my food. Whatever kind of pepper that is, but regularly intaking capsaicin, which I wonder how much that has an effect on my daily. That's a very good thought. It's a good question. I wonder. I got some of that crushed pepper in my eye yesterday. Oh my, it was the worst. It was the worst. Maybe we'll do tink time today. It's been a while. I always used to dance when it got too fast-paced around me, which was a lot in an ADHD family that was socialized to go hyperspeed on everything. Yeah, I can't do it. I have been in environments like this, and I cannot survive. I have to break away from the rapid river, if you know what I mean. It does not work for me. And on the other hand, I can move very quickly, and often I do. But I cannot move to the beat of someone else's drum at that speed, if that makes sense. The drums of liberation. It's interesting. You say I use cannabis to calm down the sensory and emotional aspect of my ADHD, but it doesn't help my executive dysfunction. It does help me, for some reason, organize by myself better. Moderation is key. I always found that cannabis turned my senses up to 11. It definitely has the potential, at least for me, to overwhelm. I remember doing Saturday school one time, completely blazed. And Saturday school was in a big room. It was kind of tiered, so there was desks like going down to the front, all the way back up. There was like a top, and I don't know how many people fit in the room, but let's say 100 kids. I remember I was super blazed this day, and I was sitting down in the middle, basically, kind of near the top, and I was so stoned, so overwhelmed. I could hear everyone whispering at the same time because you're supposed to be quiet in Saturday school, but we don't care, so we're kind of whispering to each other. I could literally hear everything happening at once, but I couldn't discern this from that. It was so overwhelming. I just put my head down and closed my eyes for the remainder of the Saturday school. It was terrible. It was the worst. Never did that again. In fact, you're probably working twice as hard as people around you just so you can meet the same set of standards, says Izzy E. Imagine if creativity, thinking out of the box, and reacting quickly was the standard. I'd ace the test every time. Every time. Wise words, Izzy. I love it when you come and contribute like this. This is wonderful. I guess this is close to your heart, though, so that makes a whole lot of sense. I appreciate you. Beautiful reminder to all my fellow Spicy Brain crew members. Oh, this is the first part of that. You're going to forget something. You're not a bad person for it. It's not a moral falling on your part, failing, and you are not lazy. Thank you. Thank you for that. Sometimes it definitely feels that way, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Ray Ray and I are going to go see a movie today. And other than that, I think the new episode of The Acolyte is supposed to come out today at some point. I watched the new episode of House of Dragon last night. It was pretty good. The title of it was A Dance of Dragons, which is that refers to the Targaryen Civil War that the whole House of the Dragon is supposed to be about. So it was a little misleading. I was like, wait a second, are we just going to have the finale right now? Obviously, they can't on episode 4, right? But they named it after the whole conflict. So I was thinking to myself, this conflict's got to be big. And it was decent. It was pretty big, but definitely, I don't know why. I feel like I expected more. It was fun, though. It was nice. You don't have to earn your positive automatic thoughts. You can just have them. Called myself a legendary while putting my clothes away this morning. Nice. Sometimes you got to, right? Maybe I'll call myself some cool names today. Well, I do enjoy not pushing my energy on air, I have to say. I enjoy just sitting right in my mellow zone and doing my thing. Although I do feel a pressure to be speaking, to be speaking in a certain way, to be speaking certain things. And I try to let go of that pressure as much as possible. Although that pressure may be serving me well. I mean, I probably should be doing those things, but I definitely enjoy taking my time and living in my own little energy bubble, so to speak. Far more. Smanx Calhoun is a pretty sweet name, isn't it? How did I end up with that? I got pretty lucky. Season 2, much better than season 1. I was getting sick and tired of the birth scenes, I have to say. Nobody wants to see that. Let me just come out and say, and honestly, personally, I don't even want to see the sex scenes. It's uncomfortable. Like I'm not watching Game of Thrones for that, you know? Uh, I understand sex sells, but I mean, this is not what they meant, in my opinion. Debbie P, what's going on? Glad to see you. How are you? I've been singing to myself a whole lot more. Um, when I first started doing the boat, I wasn't singing as much because I was saving my voice for this. I decided, I think over the 4th of July weekend, I was like, I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna sing all day. I'm gonna sing as much as I want, and I've been doing so. It feels good. It's good for you. It's good for me. Yeah, 100% Izzy. This is my childhood in a nutshell right here. Been called lazy, distracted. If only I tried harder. Why did I forget such an easy thing to remember? Wasted potential was a big one. Screw those people. I mean, that's not nice, right? But I don't know. Yeah, they didn't understand. I try to give them I'll try to give them the benefit of the doubt. They didn't understand, and that's okay. Whatever. I made it out. I made it. I turned out okay. Absolutely, it affects our self-esteem in developmental years. And it's all about conformity, right? Why am I not like everyone else? Well, because I'm special, dude, you know, because I'm different. Is that okay? I think that's actually great. Why do you want me to be the same as everyone else? What is this system that's training young people to conform? That's training young people to all be the same. Show up on time, remember all the stuff we tell you, you'll pass. That's despicable. You're dumbing down the youth, dumbing down the future, as well as, I mean, that's completely different from what we're talking about, but kind of goes hand in hand. Yet all I see here are absolute legends with hearts of gold. I love it. I love it. Yeah, when I can't sing, I hum. And when I say can't sing, when I feel like I shouldn't be singing, I guess. Good morning, Body Illusion. Super interesting, right? And again, I just want to repeat the reason I'm doing the coping skills side of this is because I said the only clinical treatments I found were medication and therapy, and I'm doing neither. So I wanted to explain exactly what I'm doing um, and the effect and degree to which it works, which is nominal. I shouldn't say nominal, variable. It works if I work it. If I am diligent, consistent, it works very, very well. If I let up, though, if I relax a little bit, especially in a moment of weakness or a moment of challenge, um, I'm still likely to fail. And maybe fail is the wrong word, but I'm still likely to lose my temper. I'm still likely to drop the ball, miss an appointment, all those things we talked about. I can relate with this a whole bunch living in the gray area. Also, being autistic specifically, we learn to mistrust our own experience. People constantly telling us not too cold or too loud, or someone's energy is fine when it's not. I think that as neurodivergent folks, whether it's autism, whether it's ADHD, no matter what it is, if you're not neurotypical, understanding that we're different, understanding that my too loud is not your too loud, right? And that's the part that I really, really relate with is like I feel like the little brother from Something About Mary sometimes. My ears are sensitive. I can hear really, really well. And that's a upside and a downside. Like I have to wear earplugs when I go to concerts, which I should anyways, but fireworks bother me. They like trigger me because they hurt my ears. I have to wear earplugs to enjoy a fireworks show. And there's many other examples of this that I could give in my life, but my experience is unique. And I would have to say, living in the gray area, yours is as well. Knowing that about ourselves. And I don't know if it's necessary to make other people or help other people understand that. As long as we know that for ourselves and protect ourselves and like gear ourselves, like set ourselves up for success. I think that's what's really important. We can't really rely on other people anyways. I mean, we do want a support group. We do want, this and that and the other. But at the end of the day, no one's going to look out for my sensitive ears as much as I am. You know what I mean? I have the most power and control over my experience. So if there's loud stuff going on and it's bothering me, I'm the one that gets to fix it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I kind of rambled off on a tangent there, but I can relate with this. Your experience is real living in the gray area. Believe that. Other people are not experiencing it the way that you are. Ham it up again. Just got diagnosed in my 50s. Emotional dysregulation is the worst part. Vyvanse changed my life. I'm lucky it works for me. Without it, I'm a mess. It fixes the biological malfunction, just me. Dude, I'm so glad to hear that. I am so glad to hear that. This is what I love to hear. Success, right? Vyvanse doing its job. Emotional dysregulation, no longer a mess. Fixing the biological malfunction. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, Nicola, I totally agree with you on all accounts. All accounts. Well, hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. It certainly makes a difference. It makes a big difference. Shout out to my dad, the Admiral. What a guy. Stoked to see him later this week. And I think been thinking about some other show ideas. And sometimes they're in my head and sometimes they're gone. I'm sure that they're written down in some corner somewhere, but rather than looking for them, I'm hoping that I can just remember. Priscilla Jagger, good morning. Thank you for your wonderful letter, by the way. It hit me right in the heart. There was a terrific book entitled You Mean I'm Not Lazy, Stupid, or Crazy that addresses a lot of ADD issues for adults. It has not been mentioned. Thank you very much. I'm going to write that down and see if I can pick that up. That belongs on my shelf. You mean I'm not lazy, stupid, or crazy? Fantastic. Fantastic. I don't know if he's bringing home a kitten. He probably shouldn't. But knowing him, he will probably try. If I told you the story of how we got kittens as a kid, when I was a kid, I don't remember how we got the first two, Ralph and Alice. Ralph was my boy, Ralphie boy. But we got them as kittens when I was very young. And then he would bring home stray cats. It's like his thing. It's totally his thing. I was not surprised when he brought home a stray cat. You know what I mean? As far as what's the cat's name? Moose. I don't know why they chose to name the cat after grandfather, but that's cool. It's not my decision. It bothers me, but I shouldn't put it on anyone else. It bothers me. That's okay though. That's his name. Um, yeah, he would bring home stray cats. Dinah and Jerry appeared. Eventually, we had 4 cats. So yeah, my dad definitely has the amazing ability to just multiply cats. He's the cat man. He's the crazy cat man for sure. And I mean, he's only got one right now at home, right? But what I'm saying is, I believe that has the potential to quickly change. I don't think it should. I don't think it's a good idea, but he is not above it. He is not above it at all. I mean, I get the moose and squirrel thing. I guess that's the Rocky and Bullwinkle, right? When you say it like that, it has a different light. But Moose is what we called his father, and I don't like giving his name to a feline. It bothers me. That's my opinion. It's okay. I'll live. I'll figure it out. An ice pick in the back of the head, or just like a needle right in your eardrum. I can totally. That's what we're talking about for sure. And I listen to music loud, right? But not always. Sometimes I can listen to it very, very quietly. I don't know. Maybe it's more related to, do you ever get like it's like a computer virus in your head? Like maybe someone behind you at a restaurant is chewing really loudly and it's just getting you so riled up. But you go to the bathroom, you come back, he's still chewing that loud. It doesn't bother you as much anymore. You ever get stuff like that where your brain will just focus on something and won't let it go, but if you somehow enable it to let go, that it won't be such a big deal anymore? Do you experience that, Izzy, or anyone else? I wonder if the sound thing is more related to that or not. I wonder if it's that like focus. I don't know how to say that. Broken focus. Broken focuser. It's my broken focuser. Yeah, it's a long life and nothing else matters. That's right. Thank you for that. Boris and Natasha. Yeah, my Russian needs work. Yeah, he is the cat whisperer for sure. I'm gonna get a pit bull puppy eventually. Eventually, I don't know if I'm entirely ready yet. I can barely take care of myself, but we're getting better every day. Things are getting more consistent. Things are just getting better every day. All right. That being said, I think I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I'm really hungry. Oh, a body illusion. That's so sweet. I just have to say, I love this family. Thank you to all for letting me be a part of this journey. Love you all. Well, dude, thank you for being a part of this journey. We love having you. And that goes to everybody on the crew. I say this every show, and I'm going to keep doing it. Y'all are the best crew a captain could ask for. I get up and do this for me, but I also get up and do this because y'all are here, and I want to see you guys, and I don't want to let you down. I want to lift you up. Y'all are a part of my family now, for better or for worse, right? I'm sure it's for better, but hope that's all right with you. Thanks, Shannon. Yeah, it's like the lens is all zoomed out and I needed to zoom in, or the opposite, right? It's just focused on this one thing, and that's why it's irritating, right? And I just need my iris to relax a little. I try to think about it like an eyeball, zooming in and zooming out, focusing. Yeah, misophonia, my sister told me about this. I think I have that. I looked up the definition and it's like, oh, that's exactly what it is. I'm not very educated on the subject, but the definition of misophonia is exactly what I'm talking about with my ears. I have not been diagnosed or anything. I just looked it up one day. Thank you, Incarnasoul. I'm working on it. And I'm sure that you guys are going to watch me evolve and grow as time goes on. I'm probably going to end up looking a lot more like the Admiral one day. but I'm not in a hurry. I enjoy the way I do things. And I think that I will hold on to parts of it that I really, really enjoy regardless forever. Oh, my pleasure, Valkyrie. We're so glad you found this, found us. Keep coming back. I have a lot to say, have a lot to share. Absolutely not, Lori. It seems like you're among friends here that all seem to share this. I mean, there's at least 5 people I just was going down reading, all relating to this, which is wild, right? I definitely can relate also with the thought that this is just me. No one else is like this. Obviously, that's statistically impossible when you're talking about the whole world, but like people that I know, it's definitely not something. This is something that I have to explain to my friends, and they it has been a source of arguments between Jake and I. This is something that will start an argument, and it doesn't really do it anymore because we understand each other now. But this was a very hard thing for us to get through. It was like audio for me is hard. It can cause physical pain, absolutely. It can cause mental anguish. I wonder if there's what the definition of mental anguish is. It's a word that just flew into my head. Used to refer to the psychological effects that someone feels after going through a particularly traumatic experience. That is what it feels like sometimes, such as those pertaining to personal injury. That's not an important part. Yeah, the noise stimulation will lead to mental anguish sometimes for me, and that's when, like, man, all bets are off. Love Shack karaoke. I did. It wasn't your call. It was Fall for You by Secondhand Serenade karaoke. I think it was the Friday, so July 5th. I went with my cousin to this like family barbecue pool party thing, and all when I say the young people, they're like my age, all the kids my age, um we're doing karaoke, so I decided to do Fall for You. The best thing about tonight. Oh, it's not happening today. So good though. I killed it, just belted it out, sang my heart out. For those of you that know that song, so good. Oh, well, thanks, Robin. That's so sweet. And Sanitarium, I love this. By myself, but never alone. I have to remind myself of that sometimes. It feels like I'm alone. It feels like I'm going to live and die alone sometimes. And I have to remind myself that that's just doom and gloom and it's not real. Yeah, my eyeballs are constantly moving around. I can force myself to make eye contact and have a normal conversation, but my natural thing is to like look around, and not that I'm not focusing, I'm just looking at everything too. It's very strange. It's very interesting. Well, Laura, you're not a bad person. Take it from someone who knows some bad people. Yeah, that's it. Tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again. Don't make me change my mind, 'cause I won't live to see another day. I swear it's true. Because a girl like you is impossible to find. Impossible. Yeah, it's a good one. One of the best, in my opinion. I love yous, Cosmic. All right. All right. That being said, hit the like, subscribe, the bell for notifications. It certainly makes a difference. I hope to see you again. We will be doing this every morning, although tomorrow's topic will be different. Real quick, does anyone have a topic suggestion? I reserve the right to not use it, but I would like to know what's on the crew's mind, because you might spit out a topic right now that completely resonates, and I actually kind of expect it. So if you guys have if there's like a burning desire for a certain topic, if there's something you've been wanting to hear about, or something that you hear me dance around but never get to, let me know right now, or let me know in the comments, because I could always use another topic. We do have about, I want to say 12 topics that I go through and kind of repeat, but we could have twice as many. Just because I haven't talked about it doesn't mean it's not important. There's a lot that goes into recovery. There's a lot that goes into living a new life. There's a lot that goes into coping effectively with neurodivergence. You know what I mean? So, caffeine and effects on bipolar disorder. Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to start writing stuff down. Here they come. Don't look at my fingers type. I know I'm not doing it right. I can. I just choose not to. Oh, oh no. Hey, fish sick. What's going on? Yeah, email me, Becca. That's totally fine. I'm going to get in there right after this. I'm going to have breakfast. I'll probably come back in like an hour or something and get on some emails. I like to do emails and comments 2 hours after my morning boat. Usually I miss my mark, but I try and do it at 10 a.m. Pacific time. When I do it, it's like when I add it as a part of the routine, it gets done more frequently and it gets done more efficiently. That goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Everything we've tried that helped. Moving forward from negative memories. Would you say that's like letting go of the past, Jeremy? This is something that I can help you with. And I'll give you a little piece real quick. We'll do a whole show for sure, but when those memories show up, my natural reaction is like, whoa, I don't want to think about that right now. Get out of here, right? What if instead of that, you just look that memory right in the face, just for a second? Take 5 minutes. Take a minute. Who knows, right? Look that memory right in the eyes and accept it. Like this is a negative memory, right? It's something we don't want to think about. It's probably tied to some sort of guilt, shame. Doesn't make me feel good. A moment that I'm not proud of, right? Well, look the younger, older you right in the face and accept it, because it happened. You can't take it back, right? It is what it is. All we can do is move forward. You're not a bad person. You just may have done a bad thing, right? Take a second, look that memory right in the eyes and say, I see you and I accept you. This isn't who I am anymore. And then let it go, and it will fade away. That's something that I work with often. It's not, an end all be all save all. It's not a one size fits all, right? But that's my one trick at the end of this. We will do a show on that though. That's a great topic. Parental abandonment. Ooh, that is a deep topic that I will have to process probably some trauma to get through, but I will work on that. I will work on that. I like that as well. That one's going to be hard for me, but I can definitely get through it. When I say it's going to be hard for me, kind of like the ADHD, it's so close to the chest, which, I mean, I have something to say about it, right? That's a good thing and a bad thing. It's a double-edged sword. Coping with the judgment from others. Interesting. You guys have so many ideas. I'm going to be here for a second. Janet G, when you say untangling addiction, psychological versus physical, you mean separating them from each other and identifying what's what? Question mark. How to navigate a non-sober space as a sober person. Wow. Yeah, I did just do that, didn't I? Very friggin' carefully. I would not recommend necessarily in all situations or for everyone. For me, it was like a full circle, like a homecoming, but also like a I can do this kind of thing. Um, we can totally get into that. I could spend forever talking about that. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, flow is the name of the game, Body Illusion. Flow is my thing for sure. Speaking of, I might try and go meet up with the Tucson Collective on Thursday and do a little flow jam. I'm really excited. I'm gonna have to be taking buses. It's gonna be quite the excursion, quite the time-consuming excursion, but it's gonna be worth it. I'm gonna have to take a different bus home than I take out there because the one I take out there won't be running when I come back. But it's gonna work out one way or another. We're doing it. It's worth it. How other people emotionally regulate. Interesting. Interesting. Stuck in a memory hell, ants all day. And again, it's worth mentioning baby steps, y'all. With all of this, everything that we've talked about, don't rush yourself. I know obviously we want to get better right now. It doesn't work like that. And it's very possible to cause more damage rushing through it. So just take your time. When you take that step, be confident in that step, right? Make that step count. Yeah, I'm seeing this one a lot. We'll definitely do this one. I'll probably end up doing all of these. These are all great ideas, crew. You guys are the best. And here's my email. It's sober@myyahoo.com. Codependency, that's right. I have not done that one yet. This is probably something that codependency. Okay. I'm strapped. Seventh, I'm super duper strapped. I just spent half of what I have left on groceries, and the other half is for groceries next week for sure. We'll make it though. The bus is free. I'm basically trading time for money, and I have time. So, all right, guys, that's enough for now. I hope you guys. Ooh, Tommy Bird, just in time to say goodbye. I hope you have a great day, dude. It's good to see you. We talked a lot about ADHD and coping skills today. Much love, crew. Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. Other than that, man, I hope you all have a great day. Make it a great one. Be good to you.